Hey cuties, welcome back to another playthrough of Tokyo After-School Summoners. Let me know if the sound is fine or if I'm muted or any other dumb shit like that happened last time. Today we'll be looking over through stuff that released for the reprint of Halloween Police. Protect the Peace. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Welcome, Hyun-chan. Always good to see you.
俺はギルメから体力とコアモテには自信あるんで力仕事とか誰か脅かしたりとかはまあ
I'm getting distracted. I like these guys. I should just go. Long ass voice line from Gurumikala. Thank you, Jaber, for letting me know that I'm not muted and not dumb. So let's go ahead and look at our login rewards. If there's anything special, there is not. Alright, forget it. It's just login rewards. Well, there's maintenance rewards, so that's nice, I guess. Nothing too special. Also, sorry, weren't yesterday. That's fine. That's fine. The playback's up there anyways, and you know it's just me screwing in with the very mid difficulty challenge quests. But yeah, we are going to look through first off the bat the new transients as well. Not new transients, rather the new skill evolutions as well as the new ARs. But let's go ahead and hop right in that directly. Welcome, Prisma. We are going to look through the new summon interface as well. So as you can see, very fancy. You can no longer slide left and right, unfortunately, but now you can easily sort through all the banners on the side and select the one you are directly interested in as such. So as you can see, there is, in addition to the still existing AGF banner for some reason, since Manticore gives an additional 30% bonus for this event because AGF effect, we are also having a reprint of this banner, the Transient Summon for Halloween Police, as well as the new AR banner. So let's go ahead and briefly talk about what's actually new here. Let me set this up. So, off the bat with the Transients, it seems we can see with Hotei, aka Permanent Unit, he has received an evolution that has let him I didn't get a good look at this before, honestly. Like, normally what Hotei does is he actually bestows a buff to all the enemies that they can't actually use because it's only one turn long, and he can then, if positioned correctly, steal it back, so and then re-bestow that to his allies surrounding him. So it's just a free crit as long as it's positionally savvy that way. But with Hotei's actual new evolution, he is able to now build his charge a bit faster, as well as have some options to defend himself better, such as with Nullify debuff. And was that deal there before? Yeah, I guess it was. Well, the prayer just makes him more consistent. He now also has, in addition to his increased charge fill, if you're constantly moving him, he can now bestow crit plus 2 allies on his charge. So that's nice. And if you do happen to fully invest in his guild, does he have a guild? Wanderers, yeah, or whatever guild you move him into, then you can feasibly get him at full charge to bestow both crit plus and crit immediately. So that's definitely high investment. I don't know if that's worth it, but it is an option, you know, pretty nice. Does it really change his gameplay strategy? I mean, I guess it makes him more useful beyond turn 1, but it's still like a lot of what's called off time or dead time between when he gets his charge up and, you know, the very first turn of each phase. Moving on, we are going to look at the next evolution for Ebisu. So Ebisu is a bit of a weird unit because his ultimate game plan is just to bind units, and because of the timings of it for after buff, I believe if you can buff him in different timings, you can position him in different columns to bind 2 different columns within the same turn. That's his main unique thing. I believe he has some defensive things too, like maybe reflect debuff. Yeah, to allies every time he misses, so that's a convenient source of it, although you could use someone like Klaus instead. So it's not unprecedented, or in the very least, you know, there's options now altering besides him. His other stuff is a bit questionable. I mean, Freeze is there along with his bind, I guess. He wasn't too useful, to be honest. The flat damage is there, I guess, but now his evolution has let him be... what is new about his evolution, actually? Sorry, I saw this, and I got the gist of it, but now I'm going through the details. His freeze has increased in reliability within his shot range, so he's better for what's called, along with his glint and his 80% concentration. God damn, Jesus Christ. Well, his glint is guaranteed now. His freeze is more reliable after buff, so even if it's not guaranteed, after buff is very triggerable very often. And he now does have an area of effect that also stacks on top of that original freeze range. So it's very likely for you to freeze that original column, and you have a decent chance of freezing the 2 columns to the left and right of him as well, as long as he's in the front row. So besides that, the more interesting parts, ignoring the spirit and arousal, is his madness and flat damage to all the enemies on the board if he misses. Not if he misses, if he receives a buff. So the catch is they are at abysmally low rates because there are after buff. Madness on the entire board, I mean, you have a few units that can already do that, such as, I believe, Dagon, maybe? His variant, that is. But it's like... What's it called? It's like... interesting enough, it would synergize with, what's called Azathoth, his variant, which we'll get to in a bit. But the flat damage effect is probably the most interesting one, even though it's the most abysmal rate. It's probably the most practical in terms of using Ebisu for literally anything at this point. I mean, he's useful for binding, but like, we have instant bind board-wide options nowadays, so... which we can get to in the next topic. But right now, with Ebisu, he's quite interesting. Theoretically, this is like being very generous for him, because he does offer a decently meaty 3,000 damage to the entire board per buff. The downside is it's like the worst rate in the game imaginable, besides Alp's weird thing, at like 10% only. So that means even if you're using a Smoky God and you skill seed him and you give him like, you know, concentration and prayer and glint and like the relationship like bonus and all that bullshit, it's a lot of hard work just to get him at, you know, a reliable rate. If you can though, then you can. It is like technically possible to do some very huge amount of like instant flat damage with Ebisu. That's unprecedented. But the setup is like so awkward and difficult that I don't know if this is actually going to be ever used in practice other than just to demonstrate it's technically possible. We'll just have to see if some people actually commit to it. So, Lolin, let me read the chat a bit. The ARs are actually quite good around this time. Some of them are, we'll talk about them. Hilarious that his critless evolution will never fire it for using Holy Toji. Yeah, some of this anti-synergy, good point. And poor Ebisu stuck with vanilla lower skill rates on his skill evolution. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that are like designed to be balanced around it, and it goes off only sometimes, but it is an after buff effect, so technically they do want you to spam it. It's just they're really making it hard for you to spam it. Okay, so time for the 5-star evolutions. There are none. Amazing, Lifelanders. I was hoping that, they would give them evolutions for both Alp and Toji, so they would at least be as good as Azathoth, because they certainly needed evolutions. Not that they were bad on release, they're certainly more useful. Toji was useful on release for blossom farming and seed farming, I believe, in like chapter 12, maybe chapter 13. He's fallen off very quickly after. Not very quickly. He had like a decent presence for quite a while. But he was able to equip one of the blossom boosters, I believe, as well as a seed booster as being another type. It's less relevant now that you can switch guilds though. And Alp, of course, he was good for being like a local damage amp, giving both crit and ardor. That fell off quickly now with board-wide amp giving like just as much and also actually reliable, because Alp's thing is not reliable. His thing is ramping reliability if he doesn't get hit, as well as ramping personal damage. So he's like a weird unit that's kind of like a mix between a local amp and like a solo carry, but he can't really solo carry because once he gets hit, he's fucked. So it's a bit weird. So I was hoping they would get some evolutions to justify them being as good as Azathoth, with his previous evolution giving him evasion and skill lock at a guaranteed rate or something like that, and giving evasion to allies. And well, they kind of went the opposite direction because they gave Azathoth another evolution. Wow. And well, let's hope it's actually really basic and not helpful. Nope. It's actually an incredible Evo on top of another incredibly stupid Evo, on top of a unit who is already fantastically good for a 4-star and arguably better than 5 stars, even on their base kit at this point. So, this is let's talk about this doozy. It's the first part here in Japanese among the skill evolutions that has been evolved. So his first skill has been evolved, so now his phase start glint is now turn start, which means he pretty much just has a permanent additional 10% for everything you see on his kit, besides his actual other turn start effects, because they do roll at the same time. You will need to skill seed them just to make that turn start crit guaranteed still, at least for the odd turns. However, everything else, it's just increased by 10% guaranteed throughout the rest of the game. And before I continue on, sorry, the glint is important, but it's his basic hit, and I might as well talk about what glint Azathoth did in the beginning. Azathoth is a unit that is a huge board-wide disruptor in terms of he reduces everyone's range into long slash on the enemy side, and it's interesting because this is uniquely the only debuff version of weapon change that's ever inflicted on the enemy, and it's removable too, so it's a bit quirky like that, but because it's like a removable debuff, it has like some interesting interactions with other buffs as a result. But yeah, Azathoth is like very much a go-to option for just hyper carrying now. He was also resistant to a bunch of debuffs that were critical. He was like essentially immune to all debuffs, because not only does he resist all skill locking debuffs, so double lock and skill lock and bind, the 3 debuffs that actually deny all skills, he also removes debuffs every time he's debuffed. So he essentially just like, debuffs? What debuffs? Like, he removes them instantly at an 80% rate. Very reliable, essentially like guaranteeable with glint. We'll get to talking about how that's changed now in this evolution. And he can bestow evasion to himself when he actually attacks units at a low-ish rate, but it's still like he's getting that on top of everything, and he's also having this ramping damage effect every time he's debuffed every turn start, up to 6 stacks across 6 turns. That's not very, that's not going to be something you're going to use in practice, but in certain specific quests, it does have some strong potential to make him really strong, especially since turn 6 onwards, he did have his ridiculous guaranteed crit to self, guaranteeable anyways, crit to self. So he's not particularly useful for farming as a result, at least in his base kit. Then his second evolution came along, and they made it so his evasion spreads to his allies. So now he's not even selfish anymore. Like, he can just tank for his entire team. That presumably will bring other teammates that can pull allies in, or enemies in, such as Gordon. And then he also has, in addition, skill lock that's guaranteeable. Like, to enemies. Like, what? Every time he attacks someone? Are you kidding me? A guaranteeable skill lock on top of all that? Oh, he's already busted, especially with Oz at that point. He can skill lock everyone guaranteeably just by, moving Oz behind him. And, you'll get like an extremely high chance of evasion to your entire team. And now, on top of that, he has received an evolution that has made his glint permanent throughout the entire game. In terms of turn start, again, it won't apply to his crit, which, by the way, has now been evolved to crit plus, so he's even stronger now, at least beyond turn 6 onwards. And now, let's talk about the additional effects from there. What's it called? Vanity. This is a debuff that released during Fabulous Summer Host. Vanity is a debuff only in name. Its main purpose is to explicitly activate and trigger debuff effects. It only lasts for 1 turn, and it has no effects other than being considered a debuff to activate after debuff effects. And this is probably the most outrageous use of it, because by the way, it says it's listed underneath that turn start effect of total turns 6, 7, 8 onwards, but that restriction of 6 plus onwards does not apply to Vanity. That Vanity effect applies on turn 1 onwards. So that means he is able to instantly ramp up his damage stacks and get all 6 stacks, no matter what the quest. There doesn't have to be any debuffs on the map. Which, kind of defeats the purpose of him needing to be debuffed in the first place to trigger it, since it's just like, it's always going to go off now. Anyways, it's like, why? Yeah, total turns. So the moment, if you're taking a long time on phase 1, and then every subsequent turn, he's just going to do a ridiculous amount of damage. As long as you're surviving past turn 6, then the rest of the quest is going to be super easy with Azathoth. He's already triggering his own damage ramp. You don't even need to have debuffs on the quest or an ally debuffer anymore. So team building has become a lot more open with him. Confusion is the only questionable thing. I mean, it's still technically good on him because, well, it's thematic to him because it prevents it makes them move more like alien invaders going straight down, essentially, because it restricts horizontal movement, which is already fitting for, turning everyone into a long slash so they can only attack you when they're actually directly up your face. But yeah, that's the only questionable thing. Although technically, if you're using him with Oz, that's another debuff that's just like screwing over everyone. And concentration. This is actually the coup de grace, because on top of that guaranteed glint every turn start, now you have concentration that's also guaranteed. So now the skill lock is guaranteed out of the box. You know, the evasion is much more reliable. Confusion is guaranteeable. Yeah, this entire thing is a very stupid evolution. Why does this exist? I don't know. Anywho, if nothing else, pull for Azathoth. He's incredibly good and incredibly funny for, you know, unique compositions too. I know a lot of you are playing for the other units, but that's like my recommendation for this anyways. Yeah, expect a video whenever, maybe at the end of the weekend or something. I'm still working on I'm still working on the story for the next coming days. But yeah, we're gonna move on from these bozos here. Let's go talk about the ARs. So the Alp Hotei AR, one of the 5 stars, it's kind of mid. It gives concentration to allies ahead, which is, you know, gonna be skill level 1. It's not gonna give that much damage. The 10% is still giving 10%. It's fairly reliable, but you do have to use him up a move, so I don't know if it exactly synergizes with Alp, who doesn't really need to move. The taunt, I mean, that will also boost Alp further, I guess, because he does have like that taunt strengthening, although I believe it's only 1.5 times damage, and in addition to his 20% additional rate up. So this one AR is definitely obviously meant for Alp, although Hotei will benefit from it, at least for that after move concentration effect. It's there. It's a, you know, Alp gives crit, and now you can move concentration. But you could also just use Yule with the Game Master's AR, so I don't know about that. Congrats on your Shamash, DJ Cerberus. Cerberus, yeah. But yeah, we'll move on to the next topic. I wouldn't say this is a great AR. It is technically better than a lot of the other 5-star ARs we got in the past, but it is, you know, it's not in the upper echelons. I did not sort these ARs apparently, so we are going to be talking 3-star AR briefly. It's not good, don't use it. We're moving on to the next one. Just like a bit of flat damage and sequence advantage, it doesn't matter. For Azathoth and Ebisu. Actually, I don't care about Ebisu. Azathoth is better. Acceleration to allies and self. Also doesn't matter. This is like a useless AR unless you're doing an acceleration-centric team, but that rate is not super great. So yeah, this is probably the best AR in this banner right now. This one, AR featuring Alp and Toji, gives 30 to 60 CP depending on the amount of dupes you have, so 30 CP essentially, to your entire team, including to the equipping unit on arrival. So it's a one-time thing of effect. It is larger than what the Toji AR gives as a result, but you know, you can't spam it every turn start. Essentially, this makes it much easier to build a team of Christines to get your charge on turn. Start as much as possible, no matter how difficult it is. You know, it'll be less stringent. You probably won't need like Ryotas or Behemoths as badly to get an instant charge if you invest this. If you get this AR and invest in or dabble in guild affiliations as well for the increased CP at start. So this is probably the most generally useful AR, but again, it's probably not gonna be useful for farming. Like, don't use these ARs for farming. Like, all these, again, disclaimer, all these AR gotchas, they're completely optional. They're only useful for 1, the event bonus, so that you can have more drops, and 2, for quirky clears and challenges. You give you more options for it, which challenges aren't difficult anymore, so yeah. You're not going to be using it for farming, which is the main meat of the game, because you're better off just equipping boosters, which is exclusive to the Envari shop. There's one more AR, which is trash. Don't get it. It's regeneration to enemies and advantage against it. It's kind of, it's giving that Arslan Zabani AR, which gives blessing and advantage to blessing. It's not worth it. Like, it has never been worth it. It's trash. Just don't. Anywho, let's get out of here. Let's see. Top AR, getting reduced damage from shot and snipe is killing you. That's a bit much. I mean, it won't be killing you if you equip that AR, I guess. Not as much anyways. You own this one for your Behemoth. Yeah, I've heard there's some talk about getting it for the instant Behemoth charge. Because Behemoth charge, as difficult as to get, because he doesn't really have any native charge fill that's accessible instantly, he does give himself like a massive amount of damage amp if he does have it, like an extraordinarily boss-killing amount. With that said, you're like, you might be better off just using units like, what's it called? Amducius now, with his new evolution that actually lets him poke in the back. Kengo Toji AR is really good on fencers, so you can complete your roleplay team. Okay, sure. Makes you get a little quirky within high difficulty quests. Alright, so I'm gonna be pulling for... Am I pulling for this banger? I don't know, like, I already have Hotei. He's a good unit for sure. I think I actually got him in one of the end races. I already forgot. I barely used them though. Ebisu, I hate him. I unfortunately got him. He's trash. Okay, that's a bit mean, but you know, I hate his fucking art, man. It's fucking awful. Fucking potato head wearing like toilet paper, while like doing like the weird smile. Azathoth's cool. I already got him from some random reprint, not a reprint, but rather some pickup. And these two did not get evolution, so they're definitely not worth it for me. I'm skipping this out. So I'll just be pulling for the event bonus essentially with my tickets. I ain't using stunts for this. So I would say let's go ahead and use 10 tickets. I really don't care even about the best AR I mentioned. I'm not gonna cry if I don't get anything here. I'm just here for the bonus ban. So we'll use it until we have like 14 tickets left. Ticket number 1, let's go. And thus our bonus increases. Look how Ebisu completely ruined this. I know people are gonna say Azathoth's cursed, but Azathoth's not doing anything harmful here. Azathoth is cool. He fucking killed Chino, man. He made the entire story of Housamo worth it. He made, like, you know, people feel fields for the first time in this. He's, like, important in the story, jeez. But, like, Ebisu's just, like, fucking a random-ass potato head. Alright, we're moving on. Next one. The cursed ARs continue. I will pass on the Ishblanque Yamasachiko AR. That does not look like Yama. Different name. That's just AR. I have too many of those ARs. Azathoth is at least in training. You see, you got it. At least he's doing like a dynamic pose, like he's like threatening him with some... I don't know why he's holding Nyarlathotep's, what's called Sacred Artifact though. That looks like it's Nyarlathotep's Flash Cube, whatever it is. Azathoth is not only the best in the banner, he's also possibly one like a top 20 unit at this point, arguably even top 15. I say this, maybe not top 15, but like definitely top 20 unit. I say this as someone who has reviewed essentially all units of the game. By the way, to give you a perspective, there's like maybe over 200 or 300 units in this game at this point. Yeah. Churong! Get out of here, Bacchus. The Flirtsters, Jubaji, Gangle, and Tifon. Where are the 4-stars at? I'm getting trash. I'm eating trash. Ooh, delicious trash. I love trash. If you could do a Housamo top 10 unit, you know, tier list, who would you put there? I mean, I normally wouldn't make a video outright of it because people will consult it and then it might get out of date very quickly. Which is why I prefer doing these sequential release stuff. I mean, have you ever seen those like tier lists? I'm already at 14, but I'm just gonna keep on going until I get at least one 4-star. I ain't getting scammed from this. I'm not saving my AR tickets or anything anyways. But yeah, it's like, what am I trying to say? If you ever saw those tier lists online for Housamo characters, they're like always out of date. And then, you know, one of them is cheeky, they just update the year, but don't update any of the characters. Like, they're always so out of touch. And it's because, understandably, no one wants to update them the moment they're done, and it'll just continually get more and more out of date. So, and on top of that, you know, it's like a bit tricky when you're individually rating characters. It took me a while to decide on this format when I was rating characters individually. But, you know, it's still a bit hard to rate them individually as opposed to how strong they are on your team. So I tried to focus it more on their, you know, specific quest centered ability to handle it. Hey, okay, my first 4-star. But yeah. Toji having nice is understandable. Why do I have this art? Do I not have this already? I don't have this already. Okay, bye. Goodbye, Aizen. Goodbye, Kalki. But yeah, tier list wise for now, I'm not gonna give you something that will be permanent, but just off the top of my head, because this is the best I can do right now. Something like Oscar and Millie and Oz and Yule. Fucking Yule, Jesus Christ. Yeah, things have changed. I'm not even gonna say Qinglong or Lebe at this point because fucking, but then the board-wide Amp Nation attacked this year, so we have like 10 billion options. So it's like there's no reason to focus on like Lebe or Qinglong anymore. But yeah, I'd say, at least off the top of my head, Yule, Oz, Walter still. So Wakantanka, Mugen, Wakantanka Infinite, however you want to say his name. Willie and Oscar. Hey, I got one. His voice fades out. I like that. I like Hotei like a lot. I hope he turns out well in the story and his characterization. I know he's a prankster. I'm just a bit worried because I like both I like 3 characters from the Auden set before they were actually released, which was Goemon and Kimun Kamui and Uguchi Magami. And they're both like interesting to me, both design-wise as well as what their apparent personalities were, just on what I've heard about them in passing, and what they seem like through their voice acting. very gruff for Kimun, very boisterous for Goemon, and very dog-like for Uguchi Magami. And then their fucking stories released, and then they're like the worst written characters I've ever seen, and there's like stonks falling down. So I was like, I hope that does not happen to Hotei. He seems like a very funny guy, and who turns into a fridge for some reason. So I hope they make sure I actually like him by the end of it. But yeah, I'm not gonna be putting Lebe in that list because Lebe is overrated at this point. Lebe fell off very quickly, and I already told Harvey that. It's just that I'm gonna keep on doing I'm not saving these tickets or anything. It's just Lebe is what does he do? He has 1 board-wide amp, which is now people are giving 2 regularly, 3 even in the case of Walter or some shit like that. And then there's he gives the most local amp, which is not an incredible thing to have, I guess, and only if you don't move him. And yeah, I don't know if you are in big need of local amp, but that's his only unique thing at this point. He does have solo carry potential, but as someone who tried them, it's it's cheeky, but it's not even as generally useful as someone like Kengo at this point. It seems weird for me to still be saying Kengo is highly rated as the best solo carry, but this is just based on my experience of actually trying out the different solo carries. Kengo is still just the easiest and most generally safest to use out of all of them. Chunka 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 chunka. What's it called? Is there any other units off the top of my head? Azathoth is top 20, probably not top 10. There's a bunch of units that are just busted with Oz though. So Oz is busted because he makes units like Azathoth or Miniaki, or Taro Mighty even more ridiculous. Oh yeah, Anvari. How am I forgetting Anvari? Jesus Christ, he's number 1 above everyone. I could bring in mentors, but honestly, they're interchangeable. Even Dead Seed's interchangeable. I just say if you actually want easier dungeon runs, it'd be good to get him, but he's definitely not essential. Summer Shiva, he's incredibly good. I don't know how actually good he is for other challenges nowadays. I believe he would probably actually struggle with at least a few of the challenges that we got for Tokyo Dancing, Tokyo Saturday Dancing. And very least for blind clears, because they had resistance effects to being instantly wiped. So they're both strong, but Shiva is really best just for specific farms, which is to his credit is still relevant today, the seed farm especially. But yeah, Shiva is quite great for specific farms, and the base Shiva is good for token farming if you still do that, which is not relevant anymore. It's that, it depends on what the actual quests are good for is and if it matters or not. Anywho, if you like get more specific, like who's good for this quest or who's good for this role, I can probably give you more off the top of my head, but just the ones that are like most outrageously good that I can think of like generally useful, I already gave you. Yeah, I mean, farming isn't everything. It's a very large portion of things, but Shiva's not even good for all farming. He's just good for like specific farms, which are relevant still, but yeah. Alright, I have blathered on enough. Let us go ahead and actually do the quests. Not these quests, actually. We're gonna be doing the evolution quests first. Jeez, sorry, I haven't even started any quests. So we're gonna be starting with Hotei's, I guess. I kind of want like a mentor with a rank EXP booster, but that's like never happening because it's such an irrelevant thing. Because that's like the only set of like max moments you can really enjoy during these skill specific quests. Oh well, let's just bring some random Invari with a whatever booster. Alright, speaking of which, I should switch my supports from... No, that's fine. Let me get to that right now. There it is. Goodbye, Bassam. We hardly knew you.
Hello, hello. ようこそ、ウォーモンガーズのポータルへ。戦争とは始まる時には。
待たせたな、我が花婿よ。しかし。
Gohan wasn't bad. He was too busy smashing me to be relevant in his own story. Oh, I see. Trash smashing trash. That makes sense. You still want Summer Behemoth? I mean, I kind of want him to, but I was saving for during his time. So he's like fallen off a bit just because I was pretty harsh on units that weren't like Christmas Trio or Summer Behemoths when it came to charge filling. Since I was kind of just addicted to instant board wipes. But I'm kind of over that phase now after trying out more legitimately and, testing out units that can specialize in giving a bunch of charges every turn. Like, it seems like they're pretty fun to play with. So I'd probably rate units like Inaba higher nowadays. And I'd probably, as a result, also rate units like Behemoth and Christmas Trio to a bit lower as well. Besides, they're not going to be useful for farming anyways, having those board wipes instantly because, of like different logistic issues, like a lack of amp. Yosef, Valentine, Takumi, Kata gets skill evolution because, yeah, definitely, I understand. But, hopefully you get a healthy mix. Speak like Peak, you wouldn't understand Grandpa. Well, perhaps it's the children who are wrong. Let's see. What are we looking for again? Right. Now that I switched it off, let's go ahead and do some of the skill-specific quests for... Not this one. Hotei. Where's the fucking... I don't want to bring this bozo. I'm looking for the Guru's AR right now, if you're wondering. Ain't no one bringing it. Can't believe this shit. It's the children who are wrong. Well said. No, we are not bringing Leech Show. Jeez. Okay, let's bring the apology lab. Maybe we can get Labe stands to forgive us if we bring Labe for this run. Let's see. We're gonna be evolving... What's his face first? Alright, so let's go ahead and do this. You can see him bringing full rank boosters plus one random person who's hoarding all the EXP yet on top of all these other EXP boosters. So let's go ahead and do this. Chunka, 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 chunka. Wow. I see sexism in my chat. Banjo. Just kidding. How are you not standing queens? Queen. I'll stop. How do we want to do this? We want to steal everyone's crit or something. So we're gonna go ahead and do it this way without touching Lave. Go eat shit and die, everyone. There you go. Chunka.
俺の芸人魂しっかりハートに届いたな
Got first on AR. Wait, what am I doing? I need to. Well, I don't need to switch in the ARs yet now that I think about it. Let's just keep on doing this first. You got cursed on the AR pulls to pull Halloween Alp with Guru's up for the event. Right, I should look for an Alp with like Guru's AR. Or like literally anyone, I guess. What are the skill evolutions for Azathoth, by the way? As if he wasn't OP already. Well, they made him even more OP. But you'll just have to see. Probably not in this stream because as good as Azathoth is, I'm still not going to be using him for farming in tall maps. Very funny stuff. Both quests are farming, so that's just how it is. Both quests are tall maps. Alright, let us now evolve a B-shit. But yeah, you can rewind a bit if you want to hear like a description while I'm reading his actual kit out from the screen. But as a summary of what he did, yeah, fucking Azathoth doesn't need to be tough. He's too OP here. Whatever. Azathoth needed I don't know about need, but he totally deserved it. Actual like hyper carrying the story in terms of like, you know, drama, interest, and you know, serving conflict. But Azathoth's evolution made him get his glint permanently. So he's just like reliable no matter what turn it is now. And in addition, he also can now inflict vanity to himself every turn, which in effect just triggers his own stacks of damage amp natively. He doesn't need to go in a quest with a bunch of debuffs anymore. He just takes care of it by himself. He's also got free concentration, which means that along with his glint, both his skill lock as well as his debuff removal are guaranteed out of the box now. You don't even need to skill seed him. And if you do skill seed him, then it'll be guaranteed on turn 3 onwards, which is just fucking dumb. Because glint is guaranteed turn start now. He also got confusion, I guess. Congrats on Ebisu and Azathoth. Mostly congrats on Azathoth, really. My condolences. Just kidding. He could be good, maybe. I haven't used him in ages, though. Sure, whatever. What is all these challenges? The evolution quests have like fucking nothing in it. Okay, let's go ahead and finally do some of these quests. We can start off with the high difficulty quests, unless maybe I should do them later after. Whatever, let's just do them right now. I haven't actually team built for them yet, so let's do some team building for this quest, which I believe is the quest where the 7 lucky gods are beating up Hotei for some reason, probably because he's too funny and OP. What's it called? I don't even know, man. Who cares? This quest isn't particularly difficult, but whatever. Let's just bring Azathoth. Where are the Azathoths at? Actually, Azathoth won't be able to poke Hotei from the back, but he will be able to remove his stupid freeze stacks, so no one put him up, which is understandable and completely predictable. I'll just bring him myself, I guess. What would be good then? I don't know, I'll just bring this random bozo. Butter. First, let's go ahead and update this team real quick so that it has the ARs that we need. Let's finally use these new filters. Not really. The same filters from before. We're gonna equip the Hotei one on you. I guess.
やろう。これ片付けたらしまいやね。
And
最後のハロウィンポリス。言ったろやないか、当時班。
I guess we'll get rid of
非常識な。
this AR.
まあいい。付き合ってやろうではないか。ハロウィンを守るのだろう、ホテイ。
Damn it. Okay, let's see. How do we do this? We're gonna equip this on you instead,
やろう。これ片付けたら
and
し
we're
ま
gonna
いや
give
ね。
this to you. There you go.
最後のハロウィンポリス。言ったろやないか。
Yeah, we're gonna use Ulan Butter. Not with my farming
最後
though.
の最後まで。非常識
Real
な。
quick.
まあいい。付き合ってやろうではないか。ハロウィンを守るのだろう、ホテイ。
What are good thrust units? Just poke the back with Hotei. Some damage amp. Just be brain dead. No, I don't want to be brain dead for this though. It's a 4 challenge to the left. It's a level 60 challenge, so I guess I really shouldn't care, but especially one that's reprinted. I'll be more quirky for the new events one. Azathoth already has concentration because he's OP. You gonna go now? Alright, take there, Jerbear. Vent filter, let's go ahead and cut this Game Master's AR.
これって
Any
とっても
dimmers.
懐かしい思い出ね。じゃんばばん。
Let's
そうだ
see.
ね、アリス。
Show me your buff. Well, apparently he just receives a buff every turn now, which is
俺もお
fine.
前も。
He receives it as a debuff stack
同
for
じ
free.
牛のよしみとやらだ。派手に行こうじゃねえかい。
Chunka 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 chunka. Let's do this.
において心は常に氷になるべし。
ああ、森高よ。手合わせ。
我が妖刀をその腕で押し返すとは。
さあ、アザトース様がかわいそがってやるぜ。いい子いい。
Ulan tried to split your Tada. Sounds to back off. It's okay. Ulan flirts with everyone. Okay. Tsukomi. Oh, I see. So that's a joke. So if, for those that don't know, it's a trope within Japanese comedy for there to be a bokeh in Tsukomi, which is referring to, you know, essentially the fall guy as well as the straight man. The Tsukomi being the straight man. So these are all the straight men who are like pulling the bokeh, the idiot. Okay. He got his charge up already. What the fuck? So stupid. Oopsie. Wow.
ではデュアリング
As us HP. He didn't get evasion because he got his charge up. So him getting his charge up was actually detrimental. That's kind of funny. Alright, we're gonna go to thing now. This one is actually a bit tricky theoretically. I mean, you could probably just brute force it, but let's try to play this quest properly. You are normally supposed to both buff the enemy board as well as debuff them. So in terms of that, we're gonna bring a very classic setup if we can, if someone's actually had some up still. Here we are, Disposo. We're gonna switch it off over here for what's it called? Budo and Gotch. So this classic synergy, and they both buff and debuff the enemy board, so they should instantly be weakened anyways. As for who is good to punish them among them, I don't really know now that I think about it. Let's just bring more Azathoth. Because Azathoth's fucking stupid in this game. I don't know if they're running skill lock or not. They're probably not, but they're strengthened by buff, not by their temps. I don't even know. Let's just equip. Need some damage amp. Let's give him a stat stick. There you go. Give him the charge style. Pictures are still adorable, and your favorite will always be the lean purple one. I think my favorite's I forgot. It's probably the world one. Shout out to the Guts Resistance. Being a buff made quick clearing this quest a lot easier. Yeah, I figured. Just solo with him. I could probably just solo with him. We could try that. I don't know if he's strong enough for that. Like, he's like strong enough with evasion if it goes off. We'll give it a try. Alright, we'll give it a try. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm sure he'll survive a bit at least. Let's go, Azathoth. Go, Hyper Trash. Show me your trash. Yummy trash. Alright. Let's do this. For free, let's give him something to help him out with healing, because he doesn't have healing even if he does have some defense. Can actually heal. This one, right? Yeah. It's not great, but I don't think the other ones are equipable at this point. Yeah, that's unfortunate. The best 3-star healing hours don't seem to be equipable. Let's do this. Will this work? Highly doubtful, but he does at least deal with the debuff phase for some reason. Oh, the missing carry. Never mind, he's dead. They don't move at all. Oh. He's doing it. I mean, he's already healed to his damage somehow. Oh no, he's getting a charge. He's too strong. Oh, they're all still locked, that's fine. Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna keep blocking this or not. Don't die, don't die, don't die! Oh, he's dead! Okay, yeah. That's happening. Okay, that one turn when he got his charge screwed him over. Hold on, I'm cooking here. I'm cooking. What if I bring someone that can deny his charge? Let's go Eagle Unlock, my beloved. Even though he increases his charge faster. Whatever. Thank you, Team Light Evasion. What? Did he get his charge? Wait. He removes debuffs. He removes debuffs, including the skill lock. Or the charge lock. Oops. Oopsie. I forgot that. That's my fault. I guess the only option then is really 10 lows. Does this restart have the damage reduction or charge reduction? Surely. Hey, I remember these things unlike you did. I bet you didn't even know why it didn't work. Oh, he's too good. Let's see, does he remove CP on his restart? Okay, good, he does. We just have to hope he doesn't fucking die. Hopefully. Your charge, you bitch, or your invasion, jeez. Oh, we're doing it. Oh, guts, where'd that come from? Although, where did he get guts from? Does he start with guts or something? That's so stupid. Well, we're gonna need him to actually proc evasion, because he's like whiffing a lot for some reason. Oh no, the flat damage. Get away from me. Jesus Christ, what was that damage? Easy peasy. He has guts as part of his F. Oh my god, Azathoth so fucking dumb. Okay, there you go. Nah, Azathoth deserves all the loves. Alright, this one is a bit weird. They all do different things. I don't really know what the specific strategy is here. It's like, what's called? Ebisu's hitting Hotei for some reason. Because Ebisu's jealous of, you know, Hotei being the only good fat character in this banner. Toji is, you don't hit him because of like debuff your team with a block or something. Alpha is just being Alpha as normal, and Azathoth is actually just Cancer with his OP kit as usual. I think they're all resistant to skill lock, so Azathoth's not gonna work here. You know, Valentine Hawkman is still stuck as fucking Love Trapper. For real. We're taking too much time for a reprint quest. Let's just go ahead and like blow everything up with these bozos. All the amp. I want all the amp. We're gonna swap out our character with fucking Wooly or some bullshit like that. I rarely use Wooly, but I just want to get this over with. I've been spending too much time on these challenges.
そういうことさ。もし君に他の行き場がないのなら、僕ら歌舞伎町アウトローズが。
Shoutouts to Summer Lave and Walter Team for blocking following Azathoth's weapon change and this high difficulty quests. Yeah, I mean, there weren't that many options before for weapon change, so that you couldn't just overwrite his, but since he could just use Oscar or like Oz now to overwrite it, like his weapon change doesn't really matter.
Mary, rock and roll. Rock.
Okay, there you go. Let's get out of here. Yeah, I felt like I was having too much fun with the second one for a reprint quest, so let's just finish this. I haven't even done drop quest yet. Let's just start this already. Jesus Christ. All day mischief, trick snack. Let's turn on our event filters. Doesn't really matter which. And look for... What are we looking for here? We're looking for an Alp with the Guru's Air, I guess. No one fucking has the Guru's Air. Oh well, I guess I should bring one of these bonuses instead. Right, I'm sorting it by this now I'm thinking about it. A few of them have it. Is it worth it? I kind of want the bonus, honestly. The faster we're done with this, the better. Alp's probably the most generically useful here, but his amp is not reliable. It's pretty ew. Ick. What's my team looking like, anyways? Why is Azathoth in front? What was I thinking of this team? I guess there's not too many better choices for now. Me was my Trickster team front and random ass Maria. I guess this is as good as it's gonna get. Hopefully Trickster doesn't screw us over. Do we have an Infernal Trickster actually? No, I don't think he can look up this AR if I switch off. Yeah. Alright, fun, but you gotta watch Overwatch with your friends and do some chores. Alright, take care. He just has more range. I mean, Ebisu could be useful if it weren't for just like being only a single column. Whee. That's like negative damage. Where's the Alp amp? Jesus Christ, Alp, you suck ass. Can he stop being trash Alp? Jeez. Now that I think about it, Alp gives crit, right? Not crit plus or anything. So it's like it already overlaps with Hotei now that I think about it. Alp is actually just dead right here. I should bring what's it called? Someone else instead, like Toji. I mean, I guess he gives Ardor, but I don't know if that's worth it. This gives charge fill, this gives amp if you remove him. Concentration. Weak. Actually, where's Lin? Lin has... Oh, Alp maxed, I see. What about Toji? No Tojis. Or at least no Tojis with maxed out AR. Too bad Lin didn't have the other AR. Oh well. Yeah, this damage is not gonna be coming out for later turns. Later, Joe. Entertainer's anniversary? I mean, that's a big ask for something that's obviously a Kenshi anniversary. They couldn't fix Hal's potential getting in a failure loop, but they gave Azathoth everything. It is very funny, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I should keep on using... What does Toji do? Does he actually amp ally damage? I already forgot. Let me look it up. Toji... I don't think he does well. First strengthening, Brawn. Yeah, all his damage is pretty much himself. That's not great. So he really won't be more helpful than Alp, who at least gives Ardor, at least, which is like barely anything at this point. Oh gosh, this team is Mega Garbo, but I need the bonus. Never mind the fact that Maria is like leveling up right now from level 30. Clearly that's not one of the reasons why it seems garbage right now. Yeah, I might as well examine our other options. Event filters. They're all pathetic range. I'm gonna cry. Can you equip? Yeah, okay. We're switching you out for Picho. And you should still get the same bonus. Looks about right. Did I really only get 2 ARs? Are you freaking kidding me? Let me confirm this. I only did, yeah. It's not about offense, it's about range and offense. Durga has blow range, so it's not gonna be... He's not gonna be as much more helpful than, like, what's called Ebisu at this point. I guess this is, like, okay. Although Murray is not really doing anything at this point. I could just have 3 main damage dealers, and then someone can actually contribute to him. I'm not gonna switch out Maria, though, because I'm actually leveling her. So let's put in some odd unit, like fucking this potato in the back. I guess this is okay. He doesn't really amp other people's columns, just adjacent ones. Maybe we can take advantage of his flat damage, though. Burst range ought to be better than Ebisu and Azathoth here. Kind of, yeah. Well... I mean, I have to be swapping out Lichu at this point. I'm keeping every other character because I'm leveling Maria, and everyone else just gives a high bonus, so it's... like, I think Lichu is just better than Durga at that point. Alright, let's give this a try. This is arrangement. Awful arrangement, whatever. Anti-Hotei. The Hotei racism is real. The last time you were relevant was Tiger's New Year. Yeah. I mean, unless she's a booster, you're not gonna be using like a blow range unit. What are these arrangements? They're very racist towards Hotei right now. Jesus Christ. We're gonna keep on supporting Lichu, I guess, because he can take care of himself. I can't believe Ebisu is actually helping in these very specific quests that are designed for him. Kind of weirded out by how weird this team is working right now. I'm glad we can hear this music again, though. It's been quite a while since we had good music. I mean, last event was also quite good, but this year has been quite a drought overall. So, nice to hear Halloween Police's really cool remix of Ride or Die. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like somehow they designed these quests perfectly for Ebisu, who should not be doing anything wrong. Alright, last one of the set. We are moving. If we weren't for out there, Halloween Ebisu would be doing a lot less. Probably, yeah. I mean, what's called? Ebisu is not really helping with his columns, since what's called both Licho and what's called Alp are doing fine on their own. And Hotei's probably getting enough amp from both his crit. Well, he doesn't get his crit, but I believe actually he does get crit when he moves to himself, and from Alp's Ardor. So Alp's Ebisu's just kind of like theoretically there to help. I feel like did stuff before. But it is nice to see the flat damage kind of working theoretically, just in case, like, oh, you know, they're amp swift. Maybe the flat damage here will help, because it seems like it's stacking occasionally well, somehow, despite being 10% only. I guess there's just like a lot of buffs going off. Alright, let's go ahead and mid-break Maria real quick before we move on. Holiday prize, trick or sweet. Trick sweet. Trick sweet. Whatever that means. Treat sweet. The unreliable help hard carry. Good use from some Halloween candy. I actually didn't have any candy this Halloween. I was like so upset by it. Not incidentally. I mean, it's not like I go out for Halloween for candy, but like usually somehow you come across candy incidentally at some point. It's pretty depressing. I need my sugar. Anyways, let's figure out how to do this Garbo. How do they arrange this before? I don't. Fucking spell maps, man. Whatever. We like the peanut butter one and chocolate for Halloween. It's too freaking cold trick or treat here. Yeah, I mean it's also just like an age appropriate issue at that point. Junka. Guru guru.
ホップステップ
Why did I move back? Oops. Whatever, it's fine. Wrong ether unit.
脅かしちゃうの
それちゃんホテぐるぐるぐるぐる君のホテぐるぐるぐるぐるぐるぐる巻きだよそうホテぐるぐるぐるぐるぐるぐるほら
Yeah, even Hotei's voice acting is very funny. I am praying to God that his characterization is actually great in the story.
お前の
But
あ
his voice acting is
悪夢の
that's
先
good
に
for sure.
届くといいな。
脅かしち
ぐるホテぐるぐるぐるぐる巻きだよそれちゃホテぐるぐる巻きだよぐるぐる巻きだよホテ
脅かしちゃ
そうぐるぐる巻きぐるぐる巻きだよぐるぐる君のぐるぐる巻きホテぐるぐるぐる巻きだよそれちゃんかちゃんかちゃんかちゃん
Shit, shit.
か
That's not my. What did I do? Whatever. Good job looking Ebisu for flat damaging everyone.
見せてもらったぜ。お前のいたずら、お前のあがき、悪夢の先に届くといいな。
Got odd stamina. You forgot how much you enjoyed Hotei as a unit. Last time you used them was when you were desperately trying to solve the attack seed from chapter 13. He's pretty challenging as a unit, but also like worth it. I mean, it's still just like crit, not as much as the enemy, but it is for your entire team. It's just more situational based on where the enemy's positioned. But he's quite fun, yeah. And also he's just enjoyable to listen to. Guru 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 chunka 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 chunka.
ほない
脅かし
ぐるホテイぐるぐる巻きだよそれちゃんホテイさぐるぐるぐるぐるぐるぐるホテイ
脅かしちゃうの
So chunka 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 chunka.
ホテイぐるぐるぐるぐる巻きだよぐるぐる巻きだよぐるぐる
Then he put Summer Shiva. And then it was Jover, and then the Summer Shiva Nation attack.
ホテイぐるぐる巻きだよそれちゃん
Chunka
かちゃん
chunka
かちゃん
chunka
かちゃんか
chunka.
ぐるぐる巻きぐるぐるぐるほらどうやいたずら好きなんだから君までそんな笑わないでよもう
いたず脅かし
ぐるぐる巻きだよホテイさんぐるぐる巻きだそれちゃぐるぐる巻きぐるぐるぐるぐるぐるぐるぐるぐる巻きだよホテイぐるぐる巻きだよホテイぐるぐるぐる巻きだよ君のホテイぐるぐる巻きだよぐるぐる巻きだよぐるぐる巻きぐるぐるぐるぐる巻きでほらどうや
フランケンと吸血鬼で最高の夜なるからこそ歩みを止めてはなりません
僕と
脅かし
ぐるぐるぐるぐる巻きホテイさんぐるぐるぐるぐる巻きだよそれちゃぐるぐる巻きだよぐるぐるぐるぐる巻きだよ
Rest in peace, Ahab. This should be the last one, I think.
脅かし
ホテイぐるぐる巻きだよぐるぐる巻きぐるぐる君の僕は一切ぐるホテイぐるぐる巻きだよホテイぐるぐるぐる巻きだよぐるぐるぐる巻きぐるぐる巻きほらどうやどうや
No, there's one more. Alright.
怪我はない心
We are finally out of here.
ねえぞくらい
さ脅かし
ぐるぐる巻きホテイさん
脅かし
あそれちゃんかちゃんホテイぐるぐる巻きぐるぐる巻きぐるぐる巻きだよどやぐるぐる巻きだよホテイさんぐるぐる巻きだよあそれちゃんかホテイさんぐるぐるほら出動や当時班一斉ホテイさん
脅かしちゃ
あそれちゃんかちゃんホテイぐるぐる
Thank you, omnidirectional movement expansion.
フランケンと吸血鬼で最強コンビだ
It's over.
なんだから
It's over.
君までそんな笑わないでよもう
And what's left is just gonna be the story. Alright. Let's get out of here, guys. So that is it for Halloween Police. Protect the Peace. Thank you for joining everyone for this playthrough. I'll be continuing the story starting tomorrow and finishing off on Saturday for a 4-parter, because from what I can tell from the actual part divisions, there seems to be quite a lot more parts for a number of these episodes. There's no cutting this 3 days at all. It's definitely gonna be 4 days. But other than that, what did I think of this event? Well, this music, yo. Yeah, some of the best battle music in this game. I don't know if it's necessarily best, ignore the title, but it's definitely up there for sure. The evolutions were skewed, and it's funny, but it's not the first time they did that. I'm trying to remember, at some point they gave a bunch of evolutions. Oh yeah, it was for Jurong's event. What was it? Hot Paradise? Essentially, they gave the 4 stars all evolutions, including Jurong, who didn't really need one. And then they gave 5 stars nothing, which is funny. So it's an interesting trend. And you know, you could say it's like unfair, but I say it's like, it's justice. Like, it's fucking... Azathoth getting these evolutions is only fair for like fucking Boruku Kami and you know, Tindalos getting these evolutions that they didn't need to, and they're perfectly fine with as 5 stars, and now they're like hyper ridiculously busted. So it's like, it's just justice that, you know, one of the less popular units gets something like that too. It's very funny justice. But yeah, it has me laughing for sure. But yeah, besides that, other than playthroughs, I think that's gonna be it for Halloween Police. There shouldn't be no other content, I believe. There is gonna be the anniversary stuff that will happen shortly after. So in the middle of my playthrough, in like 3 days from now, November 22nd. I don't know why I'm holding this right. 3 days away from now, November 22nd. That's when the Rainbow Ticket is going to release. So be sure to redeem your first Rainbow Ticket if you enter it early by now. There's like no reason to be holding it at this point. Get the ad or anyone else you want. It really doesn't matter. I know I gave recommendations out, but pick whoever you want at the end. And then we'll be getting a new Rainbow Ticket, which will then expire the first one 3 days from now. So get ready for that. The UI change, I didn't like. It was not needed, but it was fine, I guess. So better for them to make money off of banners or advertising. They said there would be a delay in Rainbow Ticket rollout. Did they? Did they? I'm not up to speed here. What was the delay? If you please, Lazy Crow, inform the chat. What was the delay to? I'm gonna look it up if you're not actually sure about the date. Oh my god. Just pretend my video's my video's out of date as a result. What was the date they said? Delay. Let's see. Nope. Their Twitter or something? Delayed indefinitely? What? What is this, a scam? What do you mean delayed indefinitely? Ain't no way. I'm gonna look this up. Ain't no way they're fucking delaying this garbage. The maintenance and Rainbow Ticket collection and redistribution scheduled for Friday, November 22nd will be rescheduled. The new date has not been decided, but we will let you know as soon as it's decided. Thank you for your patience. Boo. Boo. Poop. Tomato, 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 tomato. Get off stage. Fucking crash. What is this garbage? Well, that's not my fault for being inaccurate. That's Life Founders for being fucking lying politicians. How dare they? How unfortunate. My Oscar clear will never come to fruition. Maybe they're just gonna delay it until the end of Halloween Police House, since they don't want people beating these very difficult quests with them. I don't know. I don't know at this point. But besides that, I'm not gonna reveal what the Christmas units yet are. I normally I might have considered doing it, but like apparently Harvey won't keep it on down though, at least until anniversary. So just you'll have to find out. I think I already revealed what it was earlier at some point, anyways. But you know, if you forgot, you forgot. Thank you for joining me today. Well, for now, cuties. Catch you next time.